it's been a little over a year since the Fearless Girl went in front of that charging bull statue down at Wall Street. Were you guys expecting the reaction that she had on everyone?
Well, we hoped we'd get a reaction, but we had no idea the kind of outreach that it would actually create. I was actually on site the day that she was unveiled, and it was interesting because you could see people walking by and kind of wondering what was going on, and then as the day went on, more and more people started to assemble. We started to get, all the tweets, and all of a sudden it became an international phenomenon.
Right, and she's kind of become a symbol for a lot of the gender parity issues that we're facing, not just in finance, but across industries and business. Why do you think that she struck such a chord right now?
Part of the reason why we installed her there was that we also felt that it was important to get women in leadership positions. So we had a governance program around trying to get women on boards of major corporations, and so the day that we installed her, we really announced that effort, and that's been a great effort. But as you say, I think we actually struck a chord more broadly, that all of a sudden there was a symbol of hope, a symbol of optimism, something that could actually stand for the equity that we really need to have from women.
The finance industry overall has dealt with some gender parity issues from a leadership perspective. Do you feel like the numbers are finally moving, or are the trends going in the right direction?
Well, the numbers aren't moving very much yet. I mean, I've been involved in diversity efforts for decades, and it always seems like this time it will be different, and yet what we know is that we have fewer than 5% of CEOs are women. We know that in the financial industry, only about 20% of senior leaders are women, even though about 50% of entry-level jobs are held by women. So we have hardly really scratched the surface in terms of what we need to be doing. But I do think it is different this time. I think finally people are not just feeling like this is a nice to have or that it's something that's good to do, but I think people are finally realizing that it's actually the right business decision. We see that companies that are more diverse actually have better returns on equity. We find that asset managers that are more diverse have better investment returns. So there are all manner of reasons to think that this time it might finally be different.
And are there any best-in-class examples of companies or leaders that you feel like are doing this right or talking about these topics correctly?
Well, it's a bit delicate because there are certainly are places in the Eurozone where they've imposed quotas. And I'm not personally a fan of a quota system, but what you do find is that if you don't have any other options, all of a sudden there are lots of women candidates that might be actually quite appropriate for the board membership. So I don't personally think that quotas are the only way to get to the place that we need to be, but certainly that has been a tool that many jurisdictions have used successfully.